the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester. Once again, looking at the sunshine and nary a breeze anywhere. What a great weekend to get a lot of activity done outside. And I'm sure many of you did. And if you didn't get a lot of work done, hopefully you had a little leisure time. Absolutely beautiful weather. Even great to go out on the bay. A little bit of a breeze, but very little. Sunny start, mild temperatures, nice weekend, pleasant evenings, temperatures dropping down, still a little bit above average, but for the most part, very, very nice. We owe it all to a high-pressure system over Hudson Bay, and that's going to be around for a couple, 3 days. So it is going to keep us on the milder side of things and pretty much rain-free. Matter of fact, most of the chances of precipitation have been taken out of the forecast for the work week and the upcoming weekend. So it looks like we're going to be a continuation. We're going to be looking at of dry weather around the Great Lakes Bay area. Some of you finding it hard to believe that we're in a drought area because of all the heavy downpours, but those heavy downpours statewide have been very isolated. And as a result, much of the state is extremely dry, but we're right in that fingerling of drought conditions, which runs roughly from the west central part of the lower peninsula across into Michigan's thumb, where overall it has been exceptionally dry. And the last time we took a look at the crop index, we also saw the drought monitor, and that indicated not only the subsoil, but also the topsoil was better than 55, almost 60% of the state was rated in the poor to very poor category when it came to moisture at those two levels. Right now, Matthew, what are we looking at temperature-wise?
Currently, over at the airport, it's sunny at 68. Over in Midland, it's also sunny at 68. Here at Radio Center, it's sunny at 69. We have calm winds, and our pressure's at 30.28, and it's steady.
69 degrees, that's what's average for a high temperature this time of the year. 48 is what the average low is. By the time the day is all done, we're going to be running a good 10 to 12 degrees above that as far as our afternoon high temperature. High temperatures in that upper 70 to low 80 category have been occurring all weekend long. Usually about 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon is when it peaks out. And then the temperature drops back down, but not that much. Overnight on Friday night, we dropped down to 54. Saturday night, we only dropped down to 59 degrees. We were at 83 for a high, which is June weather. And then yesterday, 75 was our high, 56 was our low at the airport. 81 is our projected high for the day today. We're looking at 51, clear skies for a low tonight. One of the reasons why we're seeing the activity we are seeing is the Atlantic Ocean is become a little bit more active. And right now there are two low-pressure systems, both of them named. Umberto is one, which is the furthest east of the two, and Amelia is right off the Florida coast of in the Atlantic. It's back a ways away from the Florida coast, but what it is going to be doing is giving the folks there and also in the Carolinas some pretty heavy rain as we go through the next couple 3 days. Fortunately, though, because of a front that had gone through Michigan, that front is now right along the coast, the east coast of the continental United States, and it will be deflecting anything and everything that's coming at the United States from out in the Atlantic. So both of those systems will be taking a northeasterly coast area as we go through the next few days. And Amelia is really going to be moving off to the northeast rather rapidly, but still, there is going to be that threat of some flooding conditions. Off on the West Coast, especially the southwestern part of the continental United States, they have remnants of not one but two tropical storms, and both of those have been delivering some pretty heavy rains in sections of California as well as in Arizona. And of course, it doesn't take a lot of rain in those two particular areas to have flooding. And that's exactly what has happened over the past couple of days. And they're still going to be looking at some flooding conditions out there, but not so much here. So again, today, sun and clear skies tonight. Sun will set this evening at 7:20, rise tomorrow morning at 7:33. Tomorrow, a light north breeze that will be picking up and become northeasterly as we go into the afternoon. 74 will be our high. So we're going to be about 7 degrees cooler tomorrow than what we will be today. And the reason for that, again, that high pressure system that will be picking up a little bit of intensity. It'll be pushing some stronger winds down toward us, northeasterly, gusting to 25 miles per hour tomorrow and tomorrow night. But then on Wednesday, those winds will be dying back down. But still, we're going to have a little bit of a cool push. Speaking of what we have been getting, it's going to be cooler. 74 for a high, 51 for a low tomorrow, then 70 for a high on Wednesday, and 46 for a low on Wednesday night. But still, quite a bit of sun. There is going to be a weak front dropping down through the state on Wednesday. That's the reason why the temperature is going to be in that low 70-degree range on Wednesday. And also, it'll work its way up to about 74 or so during the day on Thursday. Still, maybe a few clouds, but mostly sunny skies. And then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, low to mid-80s is what we're going to be looking at, with mostly sunny conditions throughout that period of time. Nighttime lows, we're going to be looking at a little bit cooler nighttime lows. We'll be in the upper 40s tomorrow night, and then on Wednesday, we'll be about 45, 46 degrees, as we indicated. Thursday, we're also going to be looking at about 45, 46 degrees, but then on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, mid to upper 50s through that period of time. Long range, take us all the way through the 12th of October, is for our temperatures to average above to not only above, but much above normal. Precipitation values at or slightly below normal for this time of the year. Record high in the state, 88, set back in 1921. This so happens to be the warmest ever 29th of September, where our high was 88 and our low was 62 back in 1921. The coolest ever, you got to go back to 1967. 42 was our high, 38 was our low. The record high in the state is 27, set in 1942. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have?
Coming up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Well, before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Roof Max. You got an aging roof? Well, don't even think about replacing it until you have a chance to ask Ben. AskBenHow.com. Check them out or give them a call at 989-859-6751. If that roof has been bothering you and you've had a leak or two and it looks a little shabby, might be a very good idea to have somebody walk up there that you can trust to take a look and assess that roof. Well, Ben will give you a free roof assessment, and then he'll tell you He'll tell you if you, in fact, you do need a new roof. Well, maybe you don't. Maybe you just need to have it restored a little bit. Remember, you maintain your equipment, your roof needs maintenance too. And that's where Roof Max comes in because it does deliver. Ben will suggest to you the Roof Max product, which restores the flexibility. It extends the life of your roof. And just like I did, it saved me thousands of dollars and one big headache because I had a big roof. I had two big roofs. It was going to cost me a whole lot of money, but Ben just saved me a lot of money. A little care today is going to save you a whole lot more tomorrow. 989-859-6751 or askbenhow.com. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. And Gary, I hope you had a nice weekend.
I sure did. Hopefully you did as well, Terry.
Sure did. Got a lot of work done out and around the yard. It's really tough when you see all those beautiful flowers that you've been looking at all summer long. And they really aren't giving it up. I mean, you don't even have to water them much anymore, and they still look really nice. So I don't know. I really have to trim those down here pretty quick. But wow, everything just looks beautiful out.
Yeah, they sure got some extended life this fall for sure. So yep,
they sure did. And as far as the crops in the field, I know I don't think we've seen much of any corn activity, but I did see a lot of trucks on the road over the weekend. They weren't carrying sugar beets. I think they were carrying some dry beans in.
Yeah, dry beans, soybeans is the name of the game here this weekend, and the dust was flying for sure. So,
any idea, Gary, what kind of quality we've been looking at?
Well, just from a little bit, I'm hearing from the guys on the dry bean side. Some of those moistures are getting a little bit dry, so there is some concern depending on the variety of the cracked seed coats and splits and stuff. But I think they're managing it through it well, and I think the guys out in the fields are tuning their combines in a little better this year because of the dryness. So keeping that checks and splits down to a minimum. So,
have we had any issues with the smaller beans? I know I have heard some reports that they have been running a little small.
Yeah, again, it depends on the variety there as well. But yeah, there's a little bit of small bean concern, that's for sure. As some of our end users, they're looking for a specific size of beans. So, if these beans fall through a certain screen size, then they're kind of kicked out of the production scenario. So yeah.
So at this stage of the game, whatever we do get out of the field, quality seems to be good. But it has been very dry. So yeah, we have to be aware of those splits.
Yeah, and that's the thing we get with the dry wet. We get exceptional quality, and that's what the buyers are looking for. But at the end of the day, you don't want to wish for a little moisture because you never know what we're going to get. But at the end of the day, we're getting a little bit back in with these cooler nights. That helps a little bit. So
now you mentioned the soybeans. What have you heard? What have the guys telling you?
Well, I mean, they're dry too. I mean, Terry, they're coming in 9, 10 moisture, some 11. So, but yeah, I think for the most part, the soybeans are going to run average as far as yield. You might see the occasional lighter yield or heavier or good yield, but at the end of the day, I think we're going to have an average crop.
So right now, determining factors on the market, because the last time I looked, they were just kind of bouncing around close to unchanged.
Yeah, corn and wheat made a comeback here. They were down a little bit, a couple, 3 cents. Soybeans been down pretty much all morning. But, what the traders are going to look for is tomorrow we got that month end, quarter end, USDA quarterly stocks report. So we're going to get some stock numbers on corn and beans and wheat. And that'll, along with the harvest progress, there just seems to be no end in sight for moisture. So between harvest pressure and these stocks reports tomorrow, that's going to lead the market for the rest of the week. So
yeah, sure sounds that way. So right now on the board, what do you have, Gary?
Yeah, right now let's call cash wheat up to Terry, $4.97 on the white, $4.22 on the red. New crop for next year up a couple as well at 553 on the white, 468 on the red. Let's call cash and new crop corn unchanged at 357, and cash and new crop soybeans down 3 at 926.
Gary Kaufman, you have a great day. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Thanks, Terry. You as well.
You bet. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us. The market report brought to you by Thumb Bank, working with agriculture since 1895. 13 locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay area. They know how to keep up with the changes in the industry and the challenges that it brings to you as a farmer. So why don't you be talking to somebody that understands what you're going through, because they can help. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. And by the folks at Legendary Tree Care, trimming, tree removal, whatever you need, Legendary Tree Care is there, because no job is too big or too small, and they are fully licensed and insured. They can take on the big projects. They specialize in them. For more information, just like them on Facebook or go to legendarytreecare.com. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
Everybody's been keeping an eye on the gas pump.
Mm-hmm. Well, crude's down $2.50, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know. Mm-hmm.
So what are they doing?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but gold hit an all-time high today. Silver, pretty much 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 year high today. They got over 46.70. Platinum hit a high today. Copper didn't, but they got way high the other day, like, I don't know when it was, like 2 months ago. So they got a little bit of ground to recover on that one. Electronic Arts is going private. I don't even know what they do. I've heard of the company, never really played with them. So I don't know, $55 billion deal. Somebody's spending some cash on them. So that's got the stock market okay. Not a new high or anything like that, but okay. So here's your numbers. The December corn, 422.5, up a half a penny. March corn is 439, up a quarter of a penny. November soybeans, 10.11 and a quarter, down 2.5 cents. The January soybeans, 10.30 and a quarter, down 2 3/4. December wheat is 521, up 1 1/4, and March wheat 539 and a quarter, up a penny. Crude oil is 63.29, up $2 or down $2.30. Heating oil is 234 and a quarter, down 7.5 cents. Gasoline 193 3/4, down 5.2 cents. Natural gas 323.5, up 2.7 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys buys 139.09 Canadian. That's down 33 ticks. The dollar buys 148.53 yen. That's down 96 ticks. The euro is at 117.28, up 27 ticks. And the dollar's at 97.92, down 23 ticks. Gold's at $38.22, up $45.80 an ounce. Silver's $46.70, up 46 1/4 cents. Platinum's $16.27.80, up $24.30 an ounce. And copper's at $4.8350, up 11.5 cents.
Doug, you have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep, you too.
Talk to you later. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain, your Dairyland Seed headquarters. Great time to be planning ahead, because you're going to be probably working that ground and getting the field ready for anything down the road. Vic Huffer can tell you just about anything you need to know. I mean, he's the expert. He knows what things are going on and what should be happening on your property. Remember, serving you is their business, and they've been doing it since 1983. That's Freeland Bean and Grain. Let's find out what's going on in the sugar beet industry right now. Rob Stoutenberg joining me. The update as far as the sugar industry is concerned is brought to you by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil and Blue Flame Propane. Rob, good morning. How are you?
Oh, pretty good, Terry. Can't complain. We got some sunshine out there, and we got some shots of rain. Can't complain. Trying to add on a little bit more tonnage.
What kind of progress are we looking at right now, Rob?
Everything's looking good. So far this year, the factories are ramping up, and we're taking in more beets, and I'm just hoping we can get through this next heat spell. It looks like we're going to be in the 80s till next week. Get through that. When I talk about the temperatures, it makes it a little bit tricky sometimes for defoliation. So,
Yeah, at this stage of the game, I know defoliation was an issue last year. Is it so much an issue now?
Not so much, but there are some difficult fields out there that have more advanced disease, and they're a tricky field to try to get defoliated.
Yeah, I know a lot of guys are really conscious of defoliation this year. That they're going a lot slower.
Oh, absolutely. And they're doing a fantastic job. So my hat's off to everyone doing that.
Tonnage-wise, heard any reports?
It's all across the board right now. I'm looking at it. We got some lower tonnage fields coming in anywhere from 17 to mid-30s. And it's hard to nail it down.
Yeah, and again, I have to assume it's all a part of whatever moisture we did get, because some guys did get respectable moisture. Other guys just have not received much of anything.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why it's hard to put a finger on what the yield is. It depends on, what crossroads in the county you're at that got the rain.
I guess. So any tips as far as with guys that still have plenty of beets in the field?
I would say the biggest tip is defoliation. Just make sure everything looks good, and that way when it gets to the factory, it goes straight through.
Fantastic. Hey, you take care. We'll talk to you again sometime down the road, Rob.
All right. Sounds good, Terry. Thank you.
You bet. Rob Stoutenberg with Michigan Sugar Company. Let's touch base. Do we have Eric on the line with us right now, Matthew?
Yes, we do. Mr. Eric, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Eric Sawatsky, I wish I was getting a refund on my tax, but I know there's a lot of people that do. Tell us a little bit about a change of policy here.
Yeah, there's some changes coming, and some pretty quickly here. And it's all due to an executive order that was issued back in March to try and modernize the payment system for the IRS. So what's going to happen in the short term here, so after September 30th, which is tomorrow, any refunds that are issued to individual taxpayers from their income taxes or otherwise will no longer be done by paper check. So in the past, a number of people still would receive paper check refunds. The IRS will no longer be issuing any refunds by check. So what does that mean? If you have banking information on file with the IRS, so if you, when you filed your return, you provided that direct deposit information, any refunds will go directly to that bank account. But if there is nothing on file, there are some other alternatives. It looks like the IRS may be issuing refunds in other ways, like prepaid debit cards and things like that. So our recommendation going forward is, especially in this next tax filing season, to have a bank account that you would like to have deposits go to, and then provide that with your filing this next year. But this is all part of a process that I think the IRS, the direction we're heading is everything's going to be electronic. So currently paper checks are allowed for payments to the IRS, but I would say that may even happen in this next tax season, that you're not going to be able to cut checks and write those directly to the IRS anymore. It's probably going to have to be electronic payments at some point here going forward. So good time to start thinking about that and getting prepared for that, whether it's having a bank account or some other electronic method to pay. And then, of course, the refunds, that's just going to be how the IRS does things going forward.
Good suggestions. Yeah, I think we better be prepared. I just hope they don't tack a 3% handling fee on all this electronic stuff down the road.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the way credit cards have gone. So yeah, let's hope not.
Yeah. Have a good one, Eric. Thank you so much.
You too, Terry.
Eric Sawatsky, Yo and Yo Accounting. We'll be right back. Are you upset with your current planter performance? Are you considering buying a new planter but blown away from sticker shock? With Precision Planting's V-Set, V-Drive, and Delta Force, we can retrofit your old planter to outperform any new planter on the market. Then access all your data from planting to harvest easily with Field View. Call PC Ag Solutions today and get your parts ordered, installed, and ready to go for the upcoming growing season. 989-868-4444. PC Ag Solutions. Jerry Samolsky joining us right now with Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, hey, you can't beat this weather for getting work done.
You know, you sure can't, Terry, but we can beat it for keeping plants alive. What's the number one reason plants don't survive within the first month or two of planting?
Boy, I would have to say lack of water.
Lack of water or too much.
Yeah.
And that is 100% upon you when you're planting something, is to monitor and pay attention to that water. And even a year or so after, they're not fully established. It probably takes 3 years for a plant to really get its feet in the ground and start taking over. And even at that, this season has seemed to reared its ugly head. There's been more losses in transplanting and more losses in plants a year or two out. So the broken record on Monday morning wants to say water is critically important. Now we look at the grass, and that's not doing so bad because that only takes up, roots are at best 6 inches deep. So this 1.5 inch of rain we've gotten over the last 3 weeks is all being eaten up there, and it's not getting down to where we need to. The plants that have roots in that top foot of soil, 18 inches, that's critical. So why am I a broken record? Because it's really a problem.
It sure is. Jerry, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again.
All right, water.
Water. We'll be right back.
Farmers at heart. At Beck's, that's who we are. For over 100 years, the Beck family has lived and farmed in central Indiana. Today, we're proud to serve a dedicated community of farmers in Michigan. To us, helping farmers succeed means so much more than just being a great seed supplier. Our family of employees and dealers are committed to helping farmers seek new challenges, push boundaries, and innovate in an ever-changing industry. That's what makes Beck's different. We love what we do. We are and will remain farmers at heart.
We'll be back at 12:30 with an update, so you stick around for that. Now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton,